初です。
ああ、どうも B ちゃん。さあ、今回はオリエント急行殺人事件というゲームをやっていきたいと思います。このゲームはアガサ・クリスティが書いた小説オリエント急行殺人事件をもとに作成されています。ゲームの内容としてはタイトルの通りオリエント急行列車でどんどん殺人事件が起きていくというものであります。そんな中で多分なんですけど探偵が事件を解決していくというような話になってます。小説はそんな話なんですけれども、それを現代風にリメイクしているっていうのがこのゲームだそうです。さあ、それでは早速やってまいりましょう。ちなみに言語は英語です。イスタンブールトカトリアンホテル、2023年12月15日。さあ、一人の男性が入ってきます。ひげが似合うダンディーなおじさま。携帯が鳴って、偶然にもカスナー事件であなたが、ごめん、全然読めない。私が予想してたのに偶然だと。ポアロさん。受付にいる、急に音がなんか。受付にいるムッシュブークの元へ行く。L でエルキュール・ポアロを移動させる。エルキュール・ポアロ。こういう感じなんだ。すんげえ遅いな。で、いろんな人に喋ることができると。割とオープンワールド系のゲームですね。ひたすら遅い。おお、ゆっくりになった。
Is it truly you, my friend?
Book, it is indeed me.
What brings you so far from home?
A little affair in Syria.
An affair of the heart?
No, a modest affair of recovering
秘
stolen
宝を取り返すため
artifacts.
だ
But
よ。
now I am summoned home
イング
to
ランドか
England
ら
and must leave
帰還要請
immediately.
が出たから出発しないと。
You travel on the Orient Express, I
な
hope.
らオリエ
I
ント
have
急行
made
だった
no
り、
arrangements
ま
yet
だチ
as
ケット
I
取って
just
ないんだ。
learned that an emergency has
急遽イン
arisen
グランドで
and I
戻らな
must
くてはならない
return
の
to
だが、
England immediately.
Very well. It
わか
will
った。
be my pleasure
寝
to
台を
secure
予
you
約
a
して
sleeper
お
on the
こう。
Orient Express.
If the director of the line
鉄道会社の
insists,
重役の
I
申し出は断れ
accept
ない。
with pleasure.
あ、鉄道会社の重役なんだ。
For
ブー
I
スは。
too depart this afternoon. We'll have plenty of time to catch up. I'll have the hotel transfer our luggage.
Excuse me, sir. You are the director of the line? The Princess Dragomirov would like to know if she may keep her
Dragomirov.
mina in her compartment on the train.
Good morning, Princess. It is an honor to welcome you aboard. There is absolutely no problem for your pet.
You will ask about his food?
Oh, yes. The Princess Dragomirov would like to know if there is food for miners on board. Insects, small amphibians, baby rodents.
Baby,
ネズミの
恋愛系。
これは推理系です。謎
don't
解き系
worry.
です。
Your bird will be fed as you
ペ
demand.
ットの餌はご用意します。へえ。なんか気難しそうな人だよね。
You there? Desk
で、この
clerk.
人はゴ
One
ロ
moment,
つき。
sir.
Listen to me. Call the police. My train ticket has been stolen.
Stolen? Oh dear.
それは大
Oh
変。
dear.
You travel by the Orient Express, monsieur?
Arbuthnot. Captain Archibald Arbuthnot.
元イ
formerly
ギリス
British
陸軍。
Army, now retired. And
アーバ
yes,
スノッ
I'm
ト。
taking
全
the
然名前
Orient
覚
Express
えら
to
れんわ。
Paris. But what business is that of yours?
My name is Book. I am the director of the line at your service. And perhaps this gentleman could assist you. He is Hercule Poirot.
Oh. But I must make that train.
A train ticket. Yesterday I recovered artifacts worth several
名高い秘
millions.
宝を取り出
Please,
した。
my friend. It's not just any ticket. It's an Orient Express ticket.
Very well, I will investigate.
Thank you,
今
Poirot.
のところ全員死にそう。
シルケジ駅までの車。
初見です。
どうも。 キャラクターメニューが更新されました。とりあえず盗まれた乗車券がこれカメラの位置邪魔。ちょっとカメラの位置どっかにしたいな。カメラの画面のここにしようかな。プレイヤーの現在の目的はこのアイコンで表示されます。マインドマップを開くと詳細を確認することができます。おお、なるほどね。これでこう整理していくみたいな。アーバスノット隊員に話しかけて、アーバスノット隊がオリエント急行の切符を紛失したので、それを探しに行きましょうと。取るに足らない依頼であっても小さな灰色の脳細胞を鍛えておけなければ協力を申し出よう。遅い。
How do you know your ticket has been stolen?
乗車券の棚に引い
I
た
put
経緯
it on
は
a table in my
テー
room.
ブルに置
I
いたん
came
だ。
down here to breakfast, and when I got back, my ticket was gone, and other things were on the floor, as if they'd been tossed about.
Hello, monsieur. I suggest we begin in your room.
部屋から
Will
操
you
作を
lead
始
the
めま
way?
しょう。どうやって乗車券を見つけようか。話しかけた。左の要素を右の要素につなげよう。事情聴取をする近くの人。調査。紳士。で、探索はドア。合ってんのこれ。
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
これ違うんだね。近くの人に事情聴取して調査するのはドアだと。探査するのは寝室だと。これはちょっとごめんなさい、意味がわかんないです。
That was easy.
上出来だ。じゃあ事情聴取しましょうと。もうちょい早く走れんのかい。なんか見つけた。ホテルタカッタリアン。トカッタリアン。
The Hotel Tocatlian is a perfect prelude for my journey.
OK。トカットリアン。間違えた。へえ。事情聴取どうやってすんの？一番近い隣人に聞いてみる。部屋に向かう。部屋に行かなければならない。遅いな。なるほどね。これで開けると。皆さんこれ想像以上に面白くないかもしれないです。また違う人出てきた。
Floor, Captain Arbuthnot?
Fourth floor.
何階ですか？4
One
階です。
mystery solved.
4階行きましょうと。
事情聴取って隣の部屋の人とかに聞くってこと？
多分隣の部屋の人とかに聞くんじゃないかな。国籍はフランス人じゃない、イギリス人。職業は退役軍人。年齢は分からんけど45ぐらいやろ。
My little gray cells did not let me down.
これ何このちょくちょくあるキャラクター分析や特別なワークショップで完了するとポーズメニューのキャラクタータブに分析されたキャラクターが表示されます。なるほど。これで見れると。アーチボルト・アーバスノット。イベントリー、謎、システム。 セーブとかあるあるんや、一応。2人入って、めっちゃ女の人見るやん。
My room's along here. 411.
411。
In a hotel of this quality? A thief?
411。
Come on, come on, don't dawdle.
めっちゃ声聞こえるやん。
It'll be a disaster.
Please clean up my room.
The room is apparently empty. I will leave it for the moment.
ああ、なるほどね。後でで、4、こっちね。
You have locked the door, monsieur?
Naturally. This is a foreign country.
You have the key card?
Of course.
We will enter.
開けました。
The lock has not been tampered
鍵をい
with.
じった形跡はない。調べました。中入ります。部屋探索。これはシャワールームかな。入れへん。入れへん。で、ここはトイレかな。あ、ヒゲ発見。
Another golden mustache to treasure.
なんか口ひげ発見するのは一つのミッションっぽいですね。なんか見つけた。
Water with traces of soap.
石鹸の香りが
The
混
water
ざった
is
水。
scented.
石鹸の香りか。財布。開
The
いてみ
wallet
る。
is somewhat worn. It contains just over
$200
$200 and the usual cards.
カード類。
The wallet is contained.
ああ、特にないね。はい。なんか、チラシね。
A fact sheet from a tour of Saint Sophia. A fact.
で、カバンがあって、インフォメーション、
A stamped reservation for the
ボスポラ
Bosphorus
ス海峡
ferry.
クルーズ。クルーズ船の、
A stamped
クルーズ船の予
reservation.
約表ね。はい、で、窓開けられてます。
It's impossible for a thief to have exited through the window.
ああ、窓からの侵入は無理ですよと。めっちゃ探さなあかんやん、これ。イスタンブールでやること。イスタンブール。
A brochure for this
観光
fascinating
案内。
city.
もういいよ。ないよ。ないよ。おお、また見つけた。ヒゲ。ヒゲ。
Bravo, my exquisitely sculpted friend.
これは何？ああ、勲章や
A
ん。
conspicuous gallantry cross for meritorious
イラク戦
service
争って
in Iraq, yet he only retired as a captain.
ああ、それでも
A
退役時は
conspicuous gallantry cross for meritorious service in Iraq, yet he only retired as a
それでも
captain.
退役時にはタイって偉くないの？わからんけど。ファーストバンク。
A list of travel expenses, but how
旅
did
行代
these
金のリスト。
papers end up on the floor?
旅行代金のリストがなんでこんなところにあるの？
The bed is skillfully made. The bed is
ベッドメイキングは完璧なのにめっちゃ床は散らかっとると。ここから導き出される答えは あ、さっきの女のやつや。
Earring. It is not the first time I've seen it, but where?
さっきのエレベーターですれ違った女のところやで。This is。おっとっとっと、おらんか。朝食？
How long were you at breakfast, Captain?
Half an hour or so. Just a roll and
10分
some
ほど。
coffee.
パンとコーヒーだけ。おう。そうですか。他の部屋は？
Go away, please.
A brief word, sir.
I will give you 2 brief words. Go away.
Monsieur.
Oh.
I've been traveling all night from New York. Must I call the management?
Pardon, monsieur.
I do not believe we have awakened a thief.
引けません。さっきの女の人を追いかけた方がいいんでしょうね。ちょっとマインドマップを見てみましょう。全くの役立たず。あ、まだ探しきれてないんだ。あとなんかあったか。これも見たし、カバン、下見た、ドア見た、これも全部見たマークになってるもんな。ここが怪しいけど。あともう一個手がかり。トイレットペーパー、鏡ない。あったおお、花瓶や。花瓶じゃない、なんだこれ、香水か。
A perfume bottle. Empty. Suggestive.
ああ。犯人はどうやって部屋に入ったのだろう。正しい答えを選択。窓から侵入した。泥棒は通路ドアを強引に開けた。泥棒はカードキーを使って侵入した。まあ窓は無理って言っとったし、強引に開けた形跡はないのでカードキーを使ったんでしょう。
That's the right answer.
でタイに話しかけると。このゲームめっちゃ簡単やぞ。結構したのに。ああ、これで話せるようになるんだ。イヤー
Why
リン
was
グ。
there an earring in your room?
An earring? A previous guest, I suspect. I don't wear them.
開け放った。
Did you leave the window open?
No. That must be how the thief escaped.
I think not. Unless the thief had wings.
ベッ
The
ドメイ
bed is very neatly made, but the corners are not military style.
The price we paid for this hotel? I'm not going to make my own bloody bed.
Interesting pronoun, that.
自分たち。で、どのようにして乗車券が消えてしまったのだろうか。乗車券が消えた可能性を明らかにする要素を2つ選択する。ああ、タイは招き入れたんだ。なるほどね。あの女を招き入れたんじゃないですか。うん、そうですよね。あ、まだあるんだ。へえ。 窓が広く開いている。床には書類。しっかりベッドメイキングがされている。多分、これとこれじゃない？風が書類を吹き飛ばした。はいはいはいはい。あ、なるほどね。
The wind probably blew the papers on the floor as it came in through the window. Moreover, the door is closed. And I found an earring on the bedside table. The captain invited a woman into his room. Maybe she is our culprit.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
これもう正解なんだ。これが正解なんだ。もう。いや、こいつやろ。
Think, Poirot.
え？
That is not a good answer.
My little gray cells did not let me down.
これどんだけ失敗しても結局正解選べちゃうんだね。直感を使って自分なりの結論を導き出すことができます。乗車券が風で机から吹き飛ばされるんだろうか。
Very well, I choose to go this way.
タイについてイヤリングについてタイにイヤリングについて聞かなければならない。
How long were you at
あー、ごめんなさい。イヤリング対決。略し方がなんかおもろいな。
I have examined your room. Much was revealed, possibly more than you expected. Rest assured, we will soon find your ticket.
It's about bloody time. I have a train to catch.
As do I.
You are traveling on the Orient Express?
Oui. If you will be good enough to answer a few questions, we may both make our train.
Ask away.
Please give me an account of your movements yesterday.
I spent most of my day in Istanbul, sightseeing. I returned to the hotel as the sun was setting. The desk clerk can confirm I was alone when I picked up my key. I spent the night alone. I had no visitors in my room.
部屋に誰も入れてないって。対決。この中で嘘が含まれている文章は、夜も一人だった。部屋には誰も入れてない。これが嘘だ。
Have you told me the entire truth, Captain Arbuthnot?
Of course. I want you to find my ticket.
要素線。そう、デリヘル日記です、これは。デリヘル入れ墨日記。入れ墨じゃないな。顔面傷日記。イヤリング。
Can you explain the earring I found on the bedside table?
An earring? Yes. Forgive me, Mr. Poirot. I had some business correspondence that wanted answering. The hotel set up a secretary. I dictated a letter, and she mailed it for me. I hadn't noticed that she had lost an earring.
And when did you invite this secretary? This woman may be the thief we are looking for.
That was yesterday evening. My ticket was still there when I went down to breakfast. She can't have taken it.
I see. Never mind. It is easily checked. And there was no other person in your room?
No, I swear there wasn't.
Ah, well, never mind. If it is not her, there is only one option left.
Fine. Please finish your job quickly. I'll be downstairs in the lobby.
なんでロビー行っちゃうの？あ、これ押し込みでちょっと早くなるんだ。フロント係に尋ねる。これまた一回選ぶの？ああ。フロント係。クリーニングのスケジュール？
May I inquire when the staff begins cleaning the rooms?
Every morning at breakfast time, sir. After making certain there are no guests in the room, of course.
May I speak with the chambermaid who cleaned room 411 this morning?
I hope you don't think that one of our staff stole the ticket.
No. Do not distress yourself. We seek only information.
ただ話は聞きたいだけで
I
す。
will summon her at once.
Oh, I'd ask her to bring her laundry cart. Do not be frightened, mademoiselle. Did you clean room 411 this morning?
Room 411? Yes, that is one of mine.
乗車券。
Did you see a ticket on the desk when you entered the room?
I'm sorry, I didn't notice a ticket. There was a wallet, but of course I did not touch it.
確かに。それはそう。
Did you open the window?
Yes, we always air the rooms. Oh, but I forgot to close the window. While I was making the bed, the person from next door was pounding on the wall. I wondered if he needed assistance. I tossed the dirty sheets in my cart, quickly finished mopping, and went to see, but it was nothing. But I'm afraid I left the window open. I'm so sorry.
The window left open, papers scattered on the floor. The chambermaid cleaning the room. I believe I can now visualize
これ
what
喋りながら読むの大変やな。まあいいや。どうせ問題は簡単やから。
Poirot is not going to touch the dirty laundry.
ああ。汚いランドリーを触らないんだ。で、またシンキングタイムね。シーンの再現。出来事を正しい順番に並べて正しい時系列を乱す。これここにもあるんだ。床に石鹸水をこぼしながら部屋を後にする。客室係がベッドシーツを変える。まずこれこっちなんだ。こうです。窓開けます。風で飛ばされます。カート乗ります。ベッドシーツがこうなります。部屋出ます。
That was easy.
乗車券は洗濯物のカートの中にある。これで合ってんの？なんか違くね？こっちのまあいいや。誰か盗んだ説じゃないってこと？
Mademoiselle, would you be so kind as to look in the sheets from room 411?
イヤリングの話は何やったやろ？あった。
And so the missing train ticket completes its strange journey. An open window, a laundry cart, and an annoying neighbor. But chance is the only guilty party in this dark mystery.
Mr. Poirot, I apologize. I believe my concern.
全然すっきりしてない。
And I forgot myself. Thank you.
It was a case of great magnitude. I'm glad I was up to the challenge.
もうこれがチュートリアル的な感
And
じ。
that, I think, is that.
これにて一点になっちゃう。女の人とか何やったんよ。ホテルから離れる。
I have my ticket and papers. If you give me yours,
I'll hang on to mine.
But as your secretary...
As my secretary, you see to the bags, Hector.
Yes. Yes, sir.
That man, I have a curious impression of him, as if I were observing a wild animal, uncaged.
We must leave for the station. Our bags are in the taxi. Did you find the ticket?
It was a case most difficult, but somehow Hercule
見つけましたよと。
managed.
I knew you could do it. Now we can
自
sit
動ドア
back and enjoy
すげえ
a
な。
relaxing train ride.
あんな感じなんだ。はいはいはい。これが長いチュートリアルでしたよと。じゃあ、オリエント急行列車に乗りましょう。12月15日。2ヶ月とちょっと前の出来事ですね。
You are in luck, Poirot. Of course, no journey on this train is ever ordinary. But this is a special occasion.
オリエント急行の
To
140
celebrate
周年を祝う
140
特
years
別な
of the
旅なん
Orient
だ。
Express, the engine will be none other than the splendid
機
Pacific
関車はかの夢のパシフィック 231G558。
the most celebrated train in history. Oh, my eyes fill with tears of
確かに
pride.
現代
It
で
is
こん
time
な
we
汽
were
車
aboard,
準備
my
したって
friend.
こと
Follow me. The wagon-lit conductor, Pierre Michel, will direct you to your compartment. Lead
車
the
掌の
way.
ミシェル。
It was built in France in 1922 by the Compagnie Batignolles-Châtillon. At the time of its purchase by the SNCF in 1938, it could reach speeds up to 130 kilometers per hour. Wait until you see. It is like
130 キロ。
traveling back in time. Today, the train is limited to 100 kilometers per hour. I assure you, that will be more than fast enough to get you to Paris in time for your connection to London.
パリを通ってロンドンまであっという間じゃねえやろ。
Bask in the magic that is the Orient Express.
無視して進んでくれ。
多分無視でき
Good
んか
evening,
ったんや。
monsieur. Your compartment is number 202. However, I am afraid that all the others are already full.
Full? But how can that be?
It is incredible, monsieur. All the world elects to travel tonight.
All the same, you must find room for this gentleman here.
I can exercise my powers of observation while they try to find
客
me.
室が用意されるのを
He
待
is
つ
a
間。
friend of mine. He can have number 201.
It is taken, monsieur.
What?
ズームイン。
201?
Yes, monsieur. We are full. Full.
Darling, we have to get aboard.
I know, I know.
I have
あ、
heard
さっ
of
き
the
の人
phobia
や。
of fear of flying, but fear of trains?
Now you're
列車
making
嫌い。
fun of me.
Never, my love. We'll board shortly, once our compartment is ready.
お、なんか怖っ。
Notice the young woman from the hotel. She again wishes to watch the old man with his little
またあ
friend
の年配の男性とその友
to
人。
be seen herself.
Is everything aboard the train, Hector?
In your compartment, Mr. Ratchet. I'm having them disinfect the room again as you instructed. I also got a call from the Indians. The sale is going through as you expected.
There was never any doubt. No other phone calls, Hector? From Geneva or Venice?
No, sir. Who were you expecting?
Never you mind. Check our tickets. We're not going in until everything is confirmed.
The young man seems quite agreeable, but the older man is something quite different.
なるほど。あ、この人もできるの。
Mary.
Not now. Not now.
あ、さっきのやつやん。
When it's behind us, then.
お、しかも今はダメよって。密会してるやん、密会。恋愛系や。
Why did you order so much lobster,
My dear
ホ
friend,
タル
I need it for my specialty. on the second night. And if the lobster a la mori isn't
Lobster a la mori.
the passengers will know.
We don't have enough space for my desserts. Tonight, molten chocolate cake. Tomorrow, my specialty.
That is not my concern. They will not have room for them anyway.
Serve your lobster tonight.
Chicken a la mori must be the first night dish for the travelers. It is easier to digest.
Ugh, you really are the egomaniac everyone says you are.
I have every reason to be. I am the engine. You are just the caboose.
なんか料理人の戦いや。
Poirot, I am mortified. The 140th anniversary, perhaps, but such a plague of passengers.
入れんの？アラモーリ。乗客の議論。どんなんだろうな、秘書って言っとったな。
Adequate.
列車への乗車。
Good.
この女性は今どんな気持ち？心配している。
Great.
これなんか小学生みたいな問題なんやこれ。冷蔵庫での保管。
Good job.
この女性が見てるのはこの2人。
Brilliant. I'm right again. That...
Poirot, we have a solution. A gentleman has not yet come.
An Englishman, a Monsieur Harris.
A name of good omen.
It is already time to leave. What do I care for Mr. Harris?
As Monsieur pleases. I had your things sent straight to your compartment. Unfortunately, you will be with another traveler.
No.
Only for the first night. It cannot be helped.
I will survive, mon ami.
Monsieur Book, we can't find enough space in the kitchen refrigerator to store all of my ingredients.
How is it possible?
His recipes are extravagant. We need to leave something on the platform.
If my lobsters don't go, I don't go.
And have the passengers on the Orient Express go hungry? Never.
でそっちの方に行くと。
Intervene. The problem is unworthy of power. But I do not intend to starve on the most luxurious train in the world.
もうめんどくさい。
荒森おじさん。
Thank you for coming to help us.
It is impossible to fit
荒森おじさん。
everything into the gallery's refrigerator. Obviously, my entree are more important than dessert.
If Mr. Mori delays his lobsters for a day or two, we can restock at another station.
Delay? You ask me
あら
to
モーリー
delay?
タトゥー入ってるやん。
Calm yourself, my friend. I'm sure we can find a solution. Is that a diagram of the refrigerator? May I see it?
Yes, he refuses to look at it.
まあ発音はアメリカ人。パティシエ。年齢は27ぐらいやろ。
My little gray cells did not...
はい。でそういうやつ。これダメだ。俺こういうのねすごい苦手なのよ。なるほどね。一旦ちょっとこうやって置いてこう。違うね。これ回転できへんのか。回転はできへんのね。 もう無理やないこれ。できたー。
Et voilà.
You saved tomorrow night's dinner. Mr. Poirot, I will reserve the finest lobster just for you.
I look forward to it, monsieur. And to the dessert, mademoiselle.
Hopefully. That will be the last mystery you face on our journey, my dear Poirot. Your compartment is at the back of the second-class carriage, number 102. Tomorrow, you move to a private compartment.
意外とできた。自分の部屋を見つける。もう乗れるってこと？
Welcome, Monsieur Poirot. I apologize for the delay.
Thank you, Monsieur Michel. I am delighted you could accommodate me.
ああ、なるほどね。これで乗れますよと。殺人事件起きますよと。102言うとったよね。あれ一応、ああ、なるほどね。うわ、すげえ。ラグジュアリー。
First class rooms are very spacious and luxurious.
すげえ、ベッド広。20何歩とかないのかな。
Pardon me?
Oh, my apologies.
どげ二等車両 WC。 ああ、トイレはこんな感じなのね。うわ、なんか鏡が。ああ、気難しいおばさんや。
This lady has a style of her own, eccentric but chic.
106、105、104、103、102。おお、お前か。
Excuse me, I think you made a mistake.
You are Mr. Harris?
No, my name is McQueen. There is no other berth on the train, monsieur. All is arranged. Yours is the upper berth. We start in 1 minute. The train's remarkably full.
En voiture!
Listen, sir, if you'd rather have the lower berth, easier and all that, well, that's all right by me.
No. You are too amiable. It is for one night only at Belgrade.
Oh, I see. You're getting out of Belgrade.
Not exactly.
この人南部なまりや。英語が南部なまり。
すげえ。小袋や BL
そう、 BL 展開です。運転する人寒そう。あ、ようやくやん。ようやく。イスタンブールを出発してから一夜明けた旅の2日目。あ、ということはもう部屋も移動したってこと？耳くそおじさんは私です。煉獄さんそれちょっと違うあれです。煉獄さんは出てこないです。
Ladies and gentlemen, dinner is served. You may join the rest of the passengers in the dining car.
この二人知り合いなの？気難しいおじさんは。おー、バー。曲がめっちゃエロいやん。
Excuse me, monsieur. Pierre asked me to inform you that a passenger left us, so his room is
の
yours.
び太
Monsieur
の
Wu
服
instructed
装
that your things be transferred to room 202 during dinner. You will be more comfortable in first class.
It is true what you say. Thank you,
Mr. Fauché, monsieur.
フォシェイ。フォシェイさんね。パーソナル。
マフラー取れや。
まあ、食堂。レストラン。他に喋る人おらん。
Please, my friend, join me. I have taken the liberty of ordering you.
青ひげがすごい。
Thank you. It appears our fellow passengers are all gathered here again tonight.
Ah. If I had but the pen of a Balzac, I would depict the scene.
Oh, it is an
ザ
idea.
キヤマも乗ってるんか。
ザキヤマも乗ってます。
青ひげおじさん。
It lends itself to romance, my friend.
ロマンスの格好の
All
現
around
場。
us are people of all classes, of all nationalities, of all ages. For 3 days, these people,
小袋もお
strangers
る
to。one another, are brought together. They sleep and eat under one roof. They cannot get away from each other. At the end of the journey, they part. They go their several ways, never perhaps to see each other again.
Certainly it interests us, inviting us to watch and wonder about their lives.
Ah, I know you, my friend. Even now, your mind.
この瞬間も君の頭は動いている。ちょっとテストしてみよ
For
う。
example, what do you make of those two?
I was visiting my daughter. She works at the American Embassy in Istanbul. I told her she'd never find a husband there. Since I wanted to see Paris on my way home, she told me I should take this high-class train. I can't wait to see Paris. It looks beautiful in the movies, but it couldn't be more beautiful than Schenectady in the good old US of A. That's where I'm living now. And you, Miss Debenham, was it? Where do you hail from?
I was born in the UK.
Oh, that's
UK.
in England, isn't it? What do you do for a living?
I teach English to children in other countries.
I see. Oh, I wish I spoke a foreign language. My daughter speaks several languages. Let me
娘の
tell
こ
you
と
about
大
her
好き。
work. It's very important.
娘の話めっちゃしたがる人。イギリス人。英語教師。これむずくない ?23、40は行き過ぎけどさっきの軍人の人となんかイチャついとる感じは40ぐらいなんやけどな。ちょっとわからんわ。あ、合ってました。
That was easy.
There is much you can learn about someone just by observing them and listening. For example, that lady is reserved. She reveals little. She is self-contained. Some secret prompts her to allow her dinner companion to carry the conversation. I confess, in this case, what I witnessed in Istanbul suggests more, but I will respect her privacy.
You will always amaze me.
まだやんの
Mamma mia. You can
Mamma
feel
mia.
the power of an engine. We climb
Italia.
into the mountains with ease. I know something about the power, and this baby has it in spades.
こいつは
There's
すごい
something
ベイビーだ
special
ね。
about a train. I'll give you that. I sell toys, and model trains are one of our biggest items. And not just for children either.
You sell model cars too?
Sure, but give me a train any day.
Oh, my friend. What do you have against the cars? Now I work at Fortuna in Italy.
もう
Fortuna
一人ザキマヤおるやん。W
ザキマヤ、ザキマヤ。
The Fortuna
電気自動車を製造
like
してい
the
ます。
city. It is beautiful. We got the competitors
競合
looking
他社がその
over
うち
their shoulders so much.
対抗策を打ち出
They're
してく
going
る
to。hit something.
Didn't mean to be insulting. It's just that there's something magical about a train.
この人はイタリア人で、職業は広報で、年齢は、これ分からんて。まあ35でしょ。
That's the right answer.
年齢はもう
The loud gentleman is
この
very
ゲームのなん
confident,
か
a master of his own fate.
デザイン
It
に
is
よ
as
るやん。
much in the inflection as it is in the words. He believes in winning. Also, that he is the one who will win.
You are a magician.
Oh, it is not a parlor trick, my friend. It is simply observation.
あ、さっきのアメリカ人が来た。あ、毒盛られてない？あ
隣のおはげちゃんが気になる。
さっきのイタリア人との会話の時よな。俺も隣のおはげちゃん気になっとったわ。
It is a masterpiece. I can't understand how the dessert can be so good. I would love to know what the recipe is. I couldn't tell what flavor the ice cream is.
アイスクリームは何で香り付けされてるんだろう。バニラ、レモン。まあ黄色いからレモンなん
It
じゃない？
looks like lemon. Look at the zest.
Yes. I wasn't sure what that was.
多分そうだな。
What is the red fruit?
これはラズベリーですね。
It looks like a raspberry.
You have a good eye, Poirot. The biscuit is the foundation of the dessert. All else is built upon it. What do you think?
ビスケットは砕いたビスケットがチョコレートムースか。いやビスケットや
It
ろ。
looks like crushed biscuits, my friend.
なんやこの
Highly observed, indeed. Poirot, I am embarrassed to ask you a great
パ
favor.
ティシエ日記。
I am on this train due to the great favor you have done me. How may I assist you?
This dessert is sublime. If only I had the recipe. Unfortunately, the pastry chef, Miss Nielsen, she will guard her secrets. But you, my friend, I am sure you could make her confess.
You wish me to persuade the pastry chef?
こいつら気持ち悪い。
気持ち悪い会話してる。うん。
It is a dessert.
It is the pinnacle of desserts. You, my friend, who, as you say, are on this train, I blush to remind you.
Fine, you
気
win.
持ち悪い
Again,
会話
what
してる。
wouldn't I do for you, my friend?
Oh, thank you, Poirot. Good luck.
で喋りますよと。
Good evening, mademoiselle.
Good evening, sir. How can I help you?
That was a magnificent dessert you served us tonight. I wanted to tell you personally how much both Monsieur Bouc and I enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, sir.
In fact, it is so good. Monsieur Bouc insists on knowing how you made it.
Oh, sir, I'm sorry. You must know a chef never gives away their recipes. But, well, you helped with the refrigerator, and without space in it for me, there would have been no dessert. Very well. To prepare tonight's dessert, first I melt sugar to make caramel. Then I spread this caramel to make tuile. Between two tuiles, I add a small scoop of lemon ice cream, and I put the whole thing on a strawberry crown.
Poirot, you are suspicious even now. The pastry chef gave up her prized recipe a little too easily. I sense she wasn't entirely honest with me.
なんか隠してる。対決。まず溶かしてキャラメルを作り、それを塗ってチュイルを作ります。そして2枚のチュイルの間にレモンアイスクリームを挟みます。それをすべてイチゴの王冠に乗せれば完成です。イチゴの王冠じゃなかったからこれが嘘。
Thank you for sharing your recipe with me. But I doubt those are strawberries you're using.
Oops. You have a good eye, Monsieur Poirot. Very well.
チュイールってなんや。
チュイルわかんない。
You used raspberries, not strawberries. I'm not fooled.
You're right. Mr. Bouc, he couldn't tell the difference. Let's move on to the bottom part of the dessert.
My favorite part of the dessert.
First, I melted some butter. I crumbled pieces of chocolate into the butter. Then I placed the mix in a circular mold. Finally, I let the whole thing cool down to let it harden.
Certainly not chocolate that you've crumbled.
I see you do have an excellent palate. Do you know what ingredients I used?
砕いたビスケット。
A clever pastry chef might mix crushed biscuits with butter to create this delicious base.
That's it. You're getting closer to the entire recipe.
Closer? I've caught murderers with less difficulty than this.
I'll give you one last challenge. I'm sure you will be able to figure out the
材料混ぜた
order I
順
mix
番
my
くらい。
ingredients in. If you can, you will have earned my recipe.
Mademoiselle, solving the murder of Roger
Mademoiselle.
Ackroyd was easier than this.
バニラ、カスタードクリームを作る時の材料の順序を見つける。
アクロイドは読んだ。
アクロイド読んだことあるんだ。本当にあるやつなんですね。バニラは小麦粉を入れる直前にこれ何？あ、そういうこと？卵は最初か最後に加える。絶対最初やろ。あ、ちゃうわ。牛乳と砂糖は連続するように加えない。砂糖はバニラよりも後に加える。これ何が何かわからんのよな。卵とオレンジピールはレシピでは順番が隣り合わせになっている。まあいいや、一旦ちょっと並べてみようか。こうで、卵とオレンジピールは順番が隣り合わせになってます。オレンジピールは小麦粉よりも後に加える。やから卵は後なんかな。でバニラは小麦粉を入れる直前に加える。砂糖はバニラより後に加える。バニラは小麦粉を入れる直前に加える。砂糖、牛乳と砂糖は連続するように加えないんや。あ、これ牛乳か。
voilà.
上出来だ。はい。戻る。
As promised, my recipe is yours. Give me 5 minutes to write it down for you.
Thank you. I am in your debt. I can take advantage of this moment to resume.
またやる
Did you
の？
enjoy the meal?
I'm not used to meals like this.
You do not have good restaurants in Kenya?
Actually, we do. This is in the 1930s.
I did not mean to offend.
You didn't like the meal?
The lobster, it was undercooked, and the potatoes were too dry.
I expect, being Princess Dragomirov's assistant, you must be used to eating well.
Cooking is an art. You do not need to wear the chef's hat to be an artist.
What is your favorite dish?
Currywurst. It is a specialty of mine.
カリーブルストってあれやん。カレーやん。この人ドイツ人や。助手なんかな。33。
My little gray cells did not let me down.
ああ、さっきのアメリカ軍隊、あ、じゃあ南部な
I
まり
made
し
a
て。
lot of progress on the expenses last night, sir. I should be done by tomorrow morning.
You're supposed to be a fast worker, Hector.
Sorry, sir. Working here is not as comfortable as in our office in Boston.
You're lucky to ride in a train
けど
like
ボストンにおったんや。この人アメリカ人。秘書。
のび太。
のび太は40歳。
That's the right answer.
パパか。
Here you are, sir. My recipe. Please tell Mr. Book he should not
他
expect
の
my
デザー
recipes
ト
for
の
the
レシピ
other
を教えない
desserts.。
なんかこの紙。
Thank you very much, mademoiselle.
印
I
象
know
的。
he will sincerely appreciate the gesture, and I will make certain he gets the message.
早く殺人事件起きてくれんかな。
Poirot, you were gone such a long time.
It proved more challenging than I expected.
This is wonderful. Did it require the use of your little grey cells?
More the exercise of my
脳
little
細胞で
taste
はなく
buds.
味覚だよ。
So much, my friend. Eat your dessert. You've earned it.
デザート食う前にやらしとったんかい。アイス溶けるやないか。めっちゃ見られとる。
Good evening. My name is Ratchet. I think that I have the pleasure of speaking to Mr. Hercule Poirot, is that so?
You have been correctly informed, monsieur.
Your exploits are well known on my side of the Atlantic. In my country, we come to the point quickly. Mr. Poirot, I want you to take on a job for me. Are you interested in earning a lot of money?
My clientele, monsieur, is limited
最近は
nowadays.
顧
I
客を絞っ
undertake
ており
very
まし
few
て。
cases.
Why, naturally. I understand that. But this, Mr. Poirot, means big money. Big money.
大金用意しますよ。この人もアメリカ人。この人は実業家。年齢は62歳。
That was easy.
What is it you wish me to do for you, monsieur Ratchet?
Mr. Poirot, I am a rich man. A very rich man. Men in that position have enemies. I have an enemy.
Monsieur, in my experience, when a man is in a position to have
敵が多くなる
as
チ
you
ームまで
say,
上り詰めた人は
enemies, then it does not
一人で
usually
はなく
resolve
複数の
itself
敵がいる
into
もの
one
です。
enemy only.
Yes, I appreciate that point. Enemy or enemies, it
何
doesn't
人だろう
matter.
がそこは
What
どうで
does
もいい。
matter is my safety. My life has
大事な
been
のは
threatened,
安全。
Mr. Poirot. Now, I'm a man who can take pretty good care of himself. But as I look at it, a little insurance wouldn't hurt. And remember, big money.
I regret, monsieur, that I cannot oblige you.
What's wrong with my proposition?
If you will forgive me for being personal, I do not like your face, Mr. Ratchet. Now,
あなたのフェイ
if
ス
you
が
wouldn't
嫌いですって。
mind, I'd like to finish my coffee peacefully.
はっきり言うね、フランス人。担当直入に言ったな。顔が嫌いですって。ほんでコーヒー飲まない？あ、WC。ああ、なんもないね。ここ開けんの？開けるんだ。まあ、荷物置き的なとこやね。喋れない。
A nightcap, Monsieur Poirot?
A cup of coffee, Monsieur Fauché. Then I will retire to my new compartment.
I'm sure you will find it to be most comfortable.
あ 止まった。
We have stopped?
Yes, sir. Belgrade Station. If you'd like to go out and get some fresh air, now is the time. The train leaves at 9:15.
No, I see that it is snowing. I will not seek out the fresh air.
Probably a wise decision. May I suggest a chocolate to accompany your coffee? It is produced by my father, the best chocolatier in Switzerland.
I would never refuse a chocolate with such high recommendation.
I know you will enjoy it, and please let me know if there is anything else you require.
この人スイス人なんや。ああ。バーテンダー。28っぽいな。
I'm right again.
Everything was perfect. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Is there anything you require, monsieur?
No, merci.
もう大丈夫です。
Why, I thought you'd left us. You said you were getting off at Belgrade.
ベオグラードで降りたんじゃないんですか?
You misunderstood me.
But, man, your baggage, it's gone.
It has been moved into another compartment, that is all.
Oh, I see.
お
I wish you a good night, Monsieur Poirot.
Good night.
なんか書いてる。
I hope you'll sleep well and that your head will be better in the morning.
It is just the cold. I'm now making myself a cup of tea.
I hope it'll warm you up.
I hope so. Good night.
Well, good night, my dear.
この女の人何やったっけ?
What a brave girl. On the other hand, that man there in the next cabin, Monsieur Ratchet. He scares the hell out of me. There's something wrong.
身の毛がよだつわ。
My daughter always says I'm very intuitive. When Mama gets a hunch, she's dead right. That's what my daughter says. And I've got a hunch about that man. He's next door to me, and I don't like it. I put my bags against the communicating door last night. I thought I heard him trying the handle. Well, whoever you are, I'm going right to bed to read. Good night.
Good night, madam.
めっちゃ喋るやんこの人。
Whoever I am.
ああ、ちょっとうぬぼれすぎ。わあ、おはげさん。ラチェット。おお。
Monsieur Ratchet seems very upset.
ひどく動揺していた。読み取れんかったけど。ここが部屋？ここなんかな？寝るってことか。ここ開けへんもんな。オッケー。じゃあ寝よう。やることはない。
Finally, a real bed fit for a king or a very tired detective.
ちゃんとパジャマ着替えるんや。事件の予感がするぞ。あ、起きた。怖え。
Monsieur Ratchet?
Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé.
何語や？あたり見回す。寝る。12時37分。12時37分に様子を見に来たと。1時15分。この人めっちゃ寝つき悪いやん。うん。
Good night, madam.
1時15分にマダム、グッドナイトマダム。 怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い。何か問題はないかい？
The American lady?
Yes, don't worry. You'll know how Mrs. Hubbard is. Imagine to yourself the time I have had with her. She insists, but insists, that there is a man in her compartment. Just imagine it, monsieur. In a space of this size, where would he conceal himself? I argue with her. I point out that it is impossible. She insists. She woke up and there was a man there. How? I ask. Did he get out? And leave the door bolted behind him? But she will not listen to reason.
That one does not leave time to listen. The train has stopped, Mr. Michel?
We have run into a snowdrift.
雪の吹きだまりです。
Heaven knows how long we shall be here. I remember once being snowed in for 7 days.
7日間。
Between Vinkovsky and Brod.
Oh la la.
Vinkovsky.
It's
Oh
time
la la.
for me to go back to bed.
I wish you a good night, monsieur. Or what is left of it.
1時15分ね。寝る。あ、まあ、5分間経ちましたと。おお。45分、46分。20分後。また起きる。寝つけない。様子を伺う。何やあの女の人は。ドラゴンレイディーだ。廊下を調べる。1時46分にこうなって、ラチェットさん、あなたの人相が気に入らないのです。うわ、めちゃくちゃ止まってるやん。やば。
The train is still stuck and the snow continues to fall. I should have taken an airplane. Well, I must make the best of it and join the other passengers for breakfast. The train still hasn't left.
雪いっぱいや。いつになったら殺人事件起きるの？長いんやけど。
Good morning, Monsieur Michel.
Good morning, sir. Please enjoy our special breakfast in our restaurant.
レストラン行こう。そういえば、ここに来て、
is intolerable. I am supposed to be demonstrating the Firenze in Paris in 2 days.
Ah, your electric car.
Oh.
My daughter said it would be the
また
easiest way
娘
in
の
the world. Just sit on the train until I got to
娘の話。
Good morning, madam. The snow is a predicament, is it not?
I am Russian. Snow
Russian.
is no stranger to me.
Ah, the accent. Would it be St. Petersburg?
You are very perceptive. Monsieur Poirot, is it not?
And may I take it, I have the honor of addressing Princess Natalia Dragomirov.
We dispense with the old titles these days. My husband, all of my past, was taken from me by these Stalinists. When they were gone, I became director of the St. Petersburg Museum of Antiquities to restore and preserve what I can of my country's history.
Still, the delay must be vexing.
If I must be late for my appointments, then they will wait.
I know that I would certainly wait, madame. It has been my extreme pleasure to make your acquaintance, madame.
Au revoir, Monsieur Poirot.
A beautiful piano. What a luxury. Pity there's no one to play it.
誰も弾かないのね。
Mademoiselle, you are not concerned about the train stopping?
What can one do?
Indeed, this does not make the train move. You have great strength to remain calm at a time like this.
I know one far, far stronger than I.
And that is?
Well, that old lady, for instance. You have probably noticed her. She just has to lift her little finger and ask for something in a polite voice, and the whole train runs.
It runs also for my friend Monsieur Bouc, but that is because he is a director of the line, not because he has a masterful character.
You don't have to have a strong will when you have power. But I suspect I did not need to tell you that, Mr.
Poirot.
Mr. Poirot.
Mr. Poirot.
Good morning, Mr. Fauché. You have early customers, I see.
Yes, I am stuck serving here as well at breakfast. Everyone is impatient. They keep complaining that the train is not moving. As if I could get out and push it.
It's too early for me to order a boxcar. That is the appropriate drink, I believe.
A gin, triple sec, lemon and grenadine mix. A drink for a train indeed.
But not perhaps for my breakfast. I think I will settle for an omelette.
Good luck, sir. Miss Nielsen is helping to serve in the dining car.
How long are we expected to be stranded here?
It won't do much good complaining to me. That fellow there with the moustache, he may know something.
Excusez-moi, sir.
Yes?
Monsieur Bouc asks for you to join him in compartment 203.
203号室行けと。
Look here, Poirot. Can you tell us anything?
I can tell you the snow, it will not move aside on its own.
Of course. But you obviously have some influence with Book.
I am going to see him now. I will ask him if he has any information.
ハリー・ポッターの慣れの果てっぽいな、なんか。ああ。203号室行くのね。はい。もう行ったり来たり行ったり来たり。行ったり来たり行ったり来たり。203.
Ah, my good friend. Come in.
ハリー・ポッターと秘密のスケベイス。
おい
A passenger? Which passenger?
In there. He's an American. A man called Ratchet. It was his valet masterman who was worried that Mr. Ratchet was not awake yet. Pierre Michel, the conductor, decided to break in and found the body.
I see. Well, my friend, I think it is best not to touch anything and wait for the police to arrive.
Oh, I tried to call the police, but there is no cell tower for many kilometers. We could be stuck in the snow for hours. The murderer is with us. On the train, now! The sooner we catch him, the sooner we'll be out of danger. The Dr. Constantine is already examining the body.
Mon ami, this is not a missing train ticket. We must follow procedure. We must wait for the police to secure the crime scene.
Please, Poirot. I will take full responsibility.
Book, you ask. Well, if we cannot contact the outside world, then... Oh, you are going to drive me crazy. In truth, this problem intrigues me. I was reflecting not half an hour ago that many hours of boredom lay ahead whilst we are stuck here. And now, a problem lies ready to my hand.
You accept then?
C'est entendu. You place the matter in my hands.
C'est attendu. ラチェットが死んじゃった。あ、この人医者やったんや。
Mr. Poirot, I am Dr. Constantine.
Forgive me, Doctor. You are a medical examiner?
No, but I have assisted in post-mortems at Nairobi Hospital, where I am a teaching fellow.
I am familiar with your excellent institution.
I do not intend to perform a full autopsy, but a preliminary examination should be of some use.
Of course. May I have a look? Then we can compare notes.
Please. If you need any help, I won't be far away.
この人ケニアなんやな、確か。医師やな。年齢は、89ではないやろ。47にも見えんけどな。正解
voilà. I'm sorry, Doctor, but I must question you.
Of course. I must be considered under suspicion like everyone else.
May I know your movements last night?
I shared compartment 101 with Mr. Bouc. He would not stop talking about his beloved train. I listened to him for hours talking about his Orient Express.
My friend Book will no doubt confirm this.
被害者
Did
と
you
のつなが
know
り
the victim?
Not at all. I noticed him last night at dinner, but I did not pay much attention.
部屋にあった手
Did
が
you
かり
touch anything in here this morning?
I checked for a pulse. There was none. Rigor mortis had commenced. The
すぐに
body
死亡
was
症状
cool to the touch. I touched nothing else.
What
被
can
害
you
者
tell me about the victim?
He died from multiple stab
おお、
wounds
刺され
of
てる。
varying angles and depth. More than one would have been fatal. I
誤解
would
させ
place
る
the
だ
time
けで
of
も
death
示しょう。
roughly between
午前
midnight
2
and
時頃。
2 a.m. With more time, I hope I can be more precise.
I assume the open window complicates matters.
Indeed. Conditions are not
ああ、
perfect.
死体の保存状態ね。
Thank you for your help, Doctor.
ああ。これは分かりませんよと。おお、びっくりした。まず、ああ。時計が1時15分やね。割れて、壊れてるのは。うわ、めっちゃ刺されてるわ。
As you see, the victim has been stabbed many times. Several alone would have been
数
fatal.
回でも致命傷だった。
Yes, I agree. An attack most savage.
I will, of course, prepare a complete report on my findings.
Thank you.
I'll take photos.
写真を撮ろ
As you see, the
う。
victim
ああ、
several
ごめん。
Yes.
パジャマ。1、2、3、
I will, of
4、
course, prepare.
Thank you.
うん、でこれで、銃あるやん。
Last night, Monsieur Ratchet said he takes precautions. I see now what he meant. He knew he was in danger and wanted to be ready. Yet it was no use to him. I will leave it here for the police.
ポリスに任せるのね。あとは空のコ
I'm
ッ
sure
プ。
I will find some interesting things inside. I'm sure I will find some interest.
何が入っとったやろ。携帯。あ、携帯割れて
This
る。
phone was deliberately smashed. This phone.
携帯割れてる。あ、これあれやん。
A handkerchief. There's a letter
あ、
H
ちゃうか。レタ
embroidered
H。
on it.
レタ H。これで終わり？もうあとなさそう。ああ、あとは。お香？これあれやん。
Did it belong to Ratchet?
エクソティックベイプ。ベイプや。タバコみたいな。ベイプ吸っとる人。バナナの香り。あー。一旦ここも全部見た。おお。
I wonder what could be in this photo. I wonder what could.
可愛らしい。修復する。ああ。ああ。ああ、間違えた。ああ、ごめんなさい。視聴者が。わからん。一旦これこうして、これこうして、で、こうして、 でこれこうして、これこうして、これこうして、これこうして、かわいらしい。かわいらしい猫ちゃんやけど、なんか足おかしくね？変な足のデイジーのために。
For Daisy. Interesting. That's the right answer.
調べる。アリスは1000本の花が咲く森を歩いていました。彼女はブーケを作るために花を10本つまみました。突然ブーケが蝶に変身し、地面の花が増殖し始めました。花の本数は2倍になりました。アリスは扉の前に到着しましたが、扉にはこうありました。森から出たいのなら森に残っている花の数を数えて私に教えなさい。わあ、ウサギやん。900本あって1800ってなったってこと？あ、いや900本じゃねえや。990の2倍だから、1980。
Expensive clothing, recently laundered. Expensive.
1000。あ、間違えた。戻る。じゃ。1980。はい、お金、US ドル。
Not very surprising. Not very.
US ドル、ダイアリー、コール DC、チェックドルドル TV、コールカイロ、チェックカーペッツデリバリー、オリエントエクスプレス、デブリーフ with H、arriving to Venice、send dollar to Cairo、on day calling AW、フォンタナデイ。
A meeting place on the back of a postcard. Someone with the initials AW. Ratchet had an appointment he will never keep.
なるほどね。他はないんだ。ブリーフィング with H っていうのが気になるけどね。さっきのハンカチも H やったし。For each person hurt, you will suffer the same harm. Your death is near. We never forget. これ脅迫文やね。
Unusual letter, this.
For each person. すべての個々人の痛みにあなたは苦しむだろう。あなたの死は近い。我々は絶対忘れない。まあみたいな感じですね。はい。脅迫されてるって分かってたんだ。薬、ファーマスリープ。あ、寝れなかったんだ。睡眠薬ね。で
Where can the killer have gone? This door communicates with compartment
204号室とつながってる。
The latch is open on this side.
ああ、204とつながってんだ。
The chain lock is broken. Monsieur Michel told me that he broke the
ドアの
chain
チェーン
on
を
the
壊して
door
部屋
to
に入
get
った。
into the room.
もうないんじゃない？
I shouldn't leave until I have finished inspecting the crime scene.
他に何があるの？どうもこんにちは。なくない？うん。
Not exactly the reading material one would expect of a man like Ratchet.
ああ、なるほどね。これ読んだだけでちゃんと OK をしてなかったの。まだ終わってないの？何があんの？さっき見たやん、これ。
The watch is broken.
ああ、なるほどな。
At 1:15 a.m. One would expect that to be the time when the attack occurred.
なるほどね。もうこれで終わりやろ。
I shouldn't leave
まだあん
until
の？
I finished inspecting the crime scene.
あとどこや？ああ、窓。
The snow is falling only lightly this morning. The murderer would have left tracks in the snow if he had jumped out the window.
ああ、なるほどね。まあけど外にない、足跡はないと。出来事を振り返る。ラチェットの部屋から出た方法として最も可能性の高い方法を暴く要素を2つ選択する。ミシェルが通路ドアを壊して開けた。連結ドアには鍵がかかっていない。連結ドアに鍵がかかっていないことと、連結ドアがあること。うん。そうだね。ラチェットの部屋から出た方法として通路ドアのチェーンが壊れている。これは関係ないな。
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
どういうこと？ラチェットの部屋から出た方法として最も可能性が高い方か。窓は開いている。ああ、そういうことね。はいはいはいはい。まだあんの？
I do not think that's the right answer.
どういうことだ？犯人はああ、なんか言いたいこと分かったな。窓開いてるのに雪の跡がないっていう足跡が。おそらく犯人は次の駅に到着した際に窓から逃げようとしていたのだろう。しかし列車が次の駅に着くことはなかった。なるほどね。
So, the murderer must have exited through Madame Hubbard's room.
I'm right again. That up.
部屋が出るところを目撃した可能性のある2人はこの人とこの人じゃない。
My little gray cells did not let.
ハーバード夫人に事情聴取するとミッシェル氏に事情聴取をすると。連結ドアはどうでもいいと。出来事を振り返る。犯人殺人事件のように起こった出来事の解明に役立つ要素を2つ選択する。1時15分で止まっているのと脅迫状が見つかった。あ、だから銃を隠していたことと 違うか。関連性があるのはまずこの2つやな。睡眠薬を飲んでいた。で、脅迫文があったから護衛のために銃を持っていた。警戒心を持っていて寝れなかったから睡眠薬を飲んでいた。ちゃうか。アジェットは警戒を怠らないようにしたかったが睡眠薬を飲んだ。結論付ける。
I can't imagine Ratchet taking a sleeping pill if he feared for his life.
なるほどね。
That's the right answer.
誰かが飲ました可能性があるってことかな。粉やしね。ラチェットの召使い。ラチェットの下で働いてた2人の人物は誰だろう。ミスター・マックイーンとミスター・マスターマン。
I'm right again. That happens.
当然ですと。事情聴取するメンバーは決まりましたと。OK?
I think I've seen everything I need at the moment. I'm counting on you to finish your analysis.
I'll have a more detailed report for you as soon as I can.
検視をしてください。
So, Poirot, did you find anything out?
It's a bit early for the handcuffs, my friend. Even for Hercule Poirot. Do not worry, mon ami. I believe our culprit has no plans to strike again. Monsieur Ratchet was the target. Of that I am convinced. Tell me, Book, how did you spend last night?
This is a joke, I hope. Don't you trust your old friend?
My friend, calm yourself. I must hear your story in order to corroborate other accounts.
Ah, naturally. Let me see.
I
went to my compartment after dinner. Dr. Constantine was already there. We talked about his career. He's a Cambridge man, you know. After university, he returned to his country and has done much good there. He was so interested in the Orient Express. I told him all the anecdotes I know. I'm not certain when we fell asleep, but it was very late.
Here is what I have found out. Monsieur Ratchet was stabbed many times. I also found threatening letters in his safe. He had a loaded gun under his pillow, so he was on guard, ready to defend himself. However, there was an empty glass with white residue at the bottom. I suspect a barbiturate. Perhaps he was forced to take it. In any case, I am certain he was unconscious, unable to defend himself. I also found several other items at the crime scene, possibly related to the murder. They must be investigated.
By all means, Poirot. As fast as you can.
I also found liquid for an electronic cigarette, but I could not find a vape. This might belong to the murder.
This criminal is an amateur.
I need a list of the passengers with their compartment numbers.
Pierre Michel will have it.
I must interview the rest of the passengers and the staff.
I'll be in the bar car if
何かあったらバーにいるからな。
hours late.
もう数時間も来る
Soon
が
I hope help will arrive.
だってまだ連絡取れてないやろ。ちなみになんか今ちょっとだけ参加した人いるけど、列車は雪でストップしてます。その間に殺人が起きました。犯人はまだ列車の中にいるはずみたいな感じです。
Monsieur Michel, I must ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
I will do everything I can to help.
First of all, tell me about yourself.
Very well. My name, as you know, is Pierre Michel. I am from Calais. I've been with the company for over 15 years.
Thank you.
15年以上働いてます。あれ、カレーってフランスよな。管理者、料理人、管理者。57歳。
My little gray cells did not.
わあ、めっちゃ聞くやん。
Can you provide me with a listing of the passengers and their rooms, please?
Yes, certainly.
おお、もらえた。読む。うわぁ。全然ピンとこん。部屋。番号。 まあいいや。
Are you a smoker?
Indeed.
Do you smoke e-cigarettes?
No. Tobacco only.
Tobacco only.
I would like to reconstruct with your
あなたの
help
証言をもと
the
に
events of last
昨夜の出来
night.
事を再現してみ
Monsieur
たいんですが、
Ratchet
ラチェット氏が部屋
retired
に
to
戻ったのはい
bed.
つ？
When?
Almost immediately
夕食後
after
すぐで
dinner,
す。
sir.
ヨ
Actually,
ーグラード
before
を
we left Belgrade.
Did anybody go
出発す
into
る
his
前。
compartment after that?
His valet, monsieur.
執事の
Monsieur
マスター
Masterman.
マ
And
スタ
then
ーマ
his
ンさんです。
secretary, the young American gentleman.
マックイーンさんも。
Monsieur McQueen.
And that is the last time you saw or heard of him?
No, monsieur. You forget that Monsieur Ratchet rang his bell around
0時40分頃に彼が呼びに
soon after we had stopped.
停車後すぐ
I knocked at the door,
彼の
but he called out in
フラン
French.
ス語でこう叫びま
Ce
し
n'est
た。
rien, je me suis trompé. I then left to answer another bell
そ
that
の後
had
別の
just
部屋の
rung.
呼び鈴が鳴ったのです。そのセネリオン見て何？
Where were you at 1:15 a.m.?
I was sitting on my little seat at the end of the car, facing up the corridor.
Are you sure?
I left a little after 1 a.m. to speak about the snow with my colleague Jean in the
雪
bar
のことを
car.
バー
I
にいる
came
ジャ
back
ーに話して
later.
た。
There was a call. I remember speaking to you.
Indeed, I remember. Carry on.
It was the American lady, Madame
American.
Robard. She thought she saw a man in her
彼女の部屋に誰
compartment.
かがいる。
Then, around 1:50 a.m., I made the bed for
McQueen
Monsieur
さんの
Ratchet's
ベッドメイキング
secretary,
をしました
Monsieur McQueen. He had spent the evening
ああ、
talking
バス
with
ノ
the
ット
English
隊とおしゃ
Captain
べりをして夜を
Arbuthnot.
過ご
At
して
2
いるんで
a.m.,
す。
I returned to
2
my
時に
place
持
and
ち場
stayed
に
there
戻っ
until
て
dawn.
1時15分に何
What
して
is the last station where we stopped?
Vinkovsky.
Could someone have
Vinkovsky.
come on board?
Possibly. I was very busy. Owing to the weather, we were a few minutes late. We left at 12:10 a.m.
10時10分に出たと。もう何が何だかわからないや。ミシェル氏の行動。ヴィンコブツキーのホームでタバコ吸って10分に出て40分にラチェットから呼び出されてでハーバード夫人がミシェル氏呼び出してで持ち場に戻ると。
Voilà.
WC には何もない。バー行って聞き込みしなあかん人がたくさんおる。もう1時になったらやめます。話せない話せない。話せる。
I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
I have not
まだ終わ
finished
っ
yet,
てない
but
よ。
it is progressing, yes. I still have many questions that must be answered. I'll report to you as soon as I can.
この人はいい。この人もいい。この人喋れない。窓見る。窓見てなんかあんの？なんもない。中見てみる。ここから見れんの？見れない。
The Orient Express bar is certainly well
あ
stocked.
バーのストックね。はい。あ、皆さんもう寝た。WC 何もない。でここの窓は見れない。ここもなんもない。レストラン行く。あれ誰もおらんやん。みんな部屋の中におんのか。ちょっと喋りたいんですけど。失礼。何も喋れん。バナナ。食材。おお。 勝手に開ける。勝手に開けるけどなんもない。開けっぱなし。 WC なんもない。あ、なんや。あ、白いなんか。あ、ここにはもう行けませんと。見れる。なんか絶対どっかから見たら、どっかの窓から見たら謎が解けるみたいなのあるのかな。バー行く。移動が遅い。あ、そういうことか。やで、今から聞き込みをしなあかんと。この二人は関係ないです。一等車両行って、ちょっとこれもう一回見させて。これが聞かなあかんのは誰やっけ。ハーバード夫人とミッシェル氏とラチェットの召使いと秘書ね。で、コンスタンティーンじゃない、トビー、ハリス、ヘクター、マックイーン102、マスターマン103、あとは10、ドラウグナタリア、サミュエルはちょっと、このラチェットの相部屋のサミュエルは誰だ。あれ、ハーバードどこや。ヒルデガルデ、ハーバード。あ、ちょっともうわからん。とりあえず102と103。中入れるの。
Good morning, madam. I am Hercule Poirot.
Caroline Hubbard.
Ah, Caroline
What can
Hubbard.
I do for you, Mr. Poirot?
I am the bearer of unfortunate news.
It's obvious with all the commotion that something has happened.
Madame Hubbard, I'm afraid your neighbor, Monsieur Ratchet, was murdered last night.
Oh my God. I knew it. I knew it.
I would like to ask you some questions, but first, may I inspect your room?
Of course, yes. You must.
この人アメリカ人。職業は多分主婦。60歳。娘の一言が大好き。
That was easy.
調べましょう。
Here is a jacket button.
ジャケットボタ
Bears
ン。
the logo of the Orient Express.
え？で、こっちはロックかかってますよ。
This door connects to Monsieur Ratchet's compartment. It was latched on this side. This door connects to Monsieur
開けていいの？
Ratchet's. It was latched on this side. The luxury of the Orient Express is present in every detail.
カバンあるやん。カバンあるけど、カバン見れへんのかい。あ、もういいや。他に、ここでシャワーを浴びますよ。昨晩のこと。
Please tell me about last night.
The murderer was right here
犯
in
人
my
がこの部屋にいた
compartment.
のよ。暗闇の中で触れながらずっと起きてた。
All in the dark it was. I was just so scared I couldn't
怖すぎて
scream.
叫ぶことも
I
できな
pressed
く
the
て。
call button. I
呼び
pressed
出し
and
ボタンも。
pressed. I heard footsteps running in the corridor, then a knock on my door. Come in, I screamed. And I switched on the lights at the same time. And would you believe it? There wasn't a soul there.
You think he went back into the other compartment?
How do I know where he went? I had my eyes shut tight. The conductor came in. I told the man what had happened, and he didn't seem to believe me. I asked him to search the room, but he found nothing. I told the conductor to look at the door between the compartments, and sure enough, it wasn't bolted. Well, I soon saw to that. I told him to bolt it, then and there.
連
How
結ドア。
is it you didn't bolt the door between the two compartments?
But I had. Well, as a matter of fact, I asked that Swedish lady, Olsen, Greta, if it was bolted, and she said it was.
How was it you could not see for yourself?
I was already in bed, and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was.
What time was it when you asked her to do this for you?
Oh, it must have been around 10:30 or 10:45 p.m. She'd come along to see if I had an aspirin, but instead of opening my door, she opened Mr. Ratchet's door by mistake. He said something quite rude, like, "Not a chance, lady, you're too old." It shocked her. She came in. I told her where to find the aspirin, and she got it out of my toiletry bag. Poor girl, she didn't have a good night.
The same could be said for Monsieur Ratchet.
It appears Mademoiselle Olsen may be the last person to see Ratchet alive.
Olsen. H と書かれたハンカチ。
Is this your handkerchief?
No, not at all.
Yet it is embroidered with an initial H.
Harvard の H だわ。
I don't care. It's not mine, and I would certainly never buy something so impractical as that frilly thing.
Are you a smoker?
No, definitely not. Filthy habit.
I found a jacket button on your table. It looks like it belongs to
列車の従業員じゃない？
train employee. The button bears the logo of the Orient Express.
Well, of course the conductor came in last night, but he didn't go near that table.
Still, it's a safe bet that it belongs to the conductor. I'll check his jacket later, to be sure. I have not finished inspecting your room. If you don't mind.
まだ捜査終わってませんと。ああ。出た。
Golden mustache.
ゴールデンマスターシュ。もう調べたやない？十分。これが。あ、今調べられるわ。拾う。日用品箱拾えるの？これで全部かな？窓とか見れへんし。マテリアル材。なんやこれ。マテリアル材なんたら。よくわかりませんね。ハーバードさんの事情書終わりました。
I found a button from an Orient Express staff jacket. Did you lose one by any chance?
No, monsieur. As you can see, I have all my buttons. It is not mine.
ああ、じゃあ誰を入れたんやって話やね。誰入れたんですか？問いただしますよ。
I found.
Well, of course, but he didn't.
Still, I'll check.
おい、なんもないんかい。ああ、いろいろやってると。202。あ、ここは俺が昨日寝たとこかな。俺じゃないけど。はい。102と103だけちょっと調べて、今日はもう寝ましょう。日曜バックのシーンをリプレイ。あ、なるほどね。そういうこともしないといけないのね。ハーバード夫人の部屋、あ、まだこれ終わってないんだ。まあいいや、一旦ここ入って。
Monsieur Edward Masterman, I believe. May I ask you some questions?
I can barely talk. I have a terrible toothache.
We have a doctor on board the train. Perhaps...
I do not need a doctor. I use essential oils. If you can find my flask of clove oil in my box, I would be grateful.
Fine, if you insist. I will help you.
歯痛そう。うわ、めんどくさ。
By the smell, I think that the jojoba oil spilled on the other bottles, leaving their labels illegible. I must find another way to find which one is Masterman's toothache remedy. The weighing scale is soaked in jojoba oil. It's unusable. Ah, this old scale will do the job. To start, I must first arrange the vials from the lightest to the heaviest.
これめんどくさいぞ。ああ、うん、これが一番重いのね。じゃあ
Now that I know the order, I think that I can easily guess which one is the clove oil.
クローブのこと調子って書かれたらようわからんやん。クローブは3番目のやつやからこれか。
Here is Monsieur Masterman's remedy.
拾う。
Here is your remedy. I hope it will help.
Thank you very much, sir. Ah, well, I can finally speak without too much pain. I'm ready to answer your questions.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's valet?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Were you told that your employer was murdered?
Yes, sir. A very shocking occurrence.
多分アメリカ人でしょう。飯必勝ちゃうわ。飯使いか。39。
That's the right answer.
ちょっと長くなる。もう1時過ぎてる。ちょっと最後にハーバード夫人の部屋だけちょっとちゃんとスッキリさせてから寝ます。まだ調べきってないものがありますよと。
Let's see if Mrs. Hubbard was telling the truth about the latch of the connecting door. This hook is probably where Mrs. Hubbard hung her toiletry bag.
めっちゃ見えるやん。
You can latch very well from here, even with the toiletry bag attached. I'll have to clear that up with Mrs. Hubbard.
嘘ついてますよねと。
Madame, please.
I pressed. I heard footsteps come in, and what?
You?
How do I told? I asked. I told it. I told.
対決。
Mrs. Hubbard, you told me that the door connecting the two compartments was closed, correct?
Yes, it was, as I told you. I was already in bed and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was. That's why I asked Miss Olsen to check if it was closed.
Are you sure everything you've told me is accurate, Madame Hubbard?
Of course. I have an excellent memory.
彼女が嘘をついてる。かけ金は見えた。
Mrs. Hubbard, I tested putting your toiletry bag on the door hook as you told me. From your bed, you can easily see the latch on the door. The toiletry bag does not hide the latch at all.
Are you saying I'm lying? It may have been stuck somehow in a different position, or I may not have seen it in the darkness. Or I didn't think to look, you irritating man.
Details matter, madame. A man has been most savagely murdered. You will excuse me if I attempt to separate the truth from the false.
Forget my toiletry bag and focus on who entered my compartment. Probably after killing Mr. Ratchet.
Madame Hubbard is a force to be reckoned with, but I suspect I'm not done with her.
Thank you for your assistance, madame.
あ、これで誰がとか見れるんだ。もう人多すぎよ。犯人がどうやってミシェル氏からの目撃を免れたのか推理するために役立つ要素を2つ選択する。ミシェル氏は午前1時から1時分持ち場にいない。
While Monsieur Michel was chatting with Monsieur Fauchet in the bar car between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m., the murderer could have escaped Ratchet's room without being seen.
I'm right again. That
ハーバード夫人は容疑者だろうか。違う。
This direction looks promising.
ミシェル氏は容疑者だろうか。自分なりの結論を導き出す。まあ、違うかどうかはまだ分かんない。アリバイがないから。犯人はどうやって部屋から出たのだろう。犯人は窓から逃げることができなかった。駅の中に足音を残してしまうからだ。それにチェーンの掛け金を外さずに通路ドアを通って出ることはできなかった。部屋から唯一の脱出口は203号室、ハーバード夫人の部屋とつながる連結ドアだけだった。彼女は自分の部屋に誰かがいたと思ったの。彼女は正しかったんだ。だから本当のことを言ってるんでしょうね。はい。ということで今日のところは終わりにしたいと思います。このゲームなかなか長いと思いますが、頑張って配信していきたいと思っています。それじゃあ今日のところはこれで終わりです。セーブってできるんかな。セーブできるよ。立ち往生チャプター2まだ。はい。ということで今日のところはこれで終わりにします。さようなら。またね。お疲れ様でした。